There are a lot of manipulators in the world, friends, and there's a lot of them here on YouTube that will absolutely take advantage of you. If they see a kink in your armor or a weakness that they can exploit, just like those military strategists out there like myself, like we learned from Sun Tzu, you always exploit the weakness. And, you know, it's hard for me to believe sometimes how a hardcore, seasoned Marine Corps veteran like myself can be so gullible. People will screw over anybody. It doesn't matter what your background, it doesn't matter how bad you are, it doesn't matter how well you can do a double tap. It doesn't matter. What matters is if somebody can rip you off. And then I got assholes out here telling me, I can't believe that a Marine would try to make money at the expense of people on his YouTube channel. Well, you kiss my ass, you freak. I'll tell you what, everybody out here is making money. And I'm going to make as much money as I want to make when I want to make it. And I had 3 friends contact me just on Friday. And they said, Steve, let me tell you something, man. You're taking way too much abuse on this freaking YouTube channel. You know, you've done your job to try to tell the truth and nothing but the damn truth. And what do? You get smacked in the face. You got people that set you up. You got people that play a big game and promise you this and that, and they're going to show you this and take you here and there and do things, and then you get smacked in the damn face. Well, and they said, Steve, what you need to do is come on over to Pure Light full time. Do Pure Light, Steve. Make a shitload of money and help the rest of us do the same. Now, Pure Light Technologies is going to launch officially on the 30th of this month. And I'm going to be right there with it. And I'm going to make my decision on April 1st. Freaking April Fool's Day is when I'm going to announce to the world whether Steve Motley's going to do Pure Light Technologies full time and help a bunch of people, knowing full well that I can trust and who trust me, or maybe I'm just going to go back and keep getting abused and beat upside the damn head. They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I just realized I got my damn window open. My damn neighbor's probably, you know, ready to call the law on me, hearing me talk all this shit about you freaking sunshine patriots and fair weather friends that stab you in the damn back just when you're getting ready to spread your wings and fly. Well, that's all right. You know, I do know one thing. What goes around comes around. And I know about the universal laws of reciprocity. I've read more shit in these libraries and these books in here than most folks on YouTube have forgotten. I know what my damn IQ level is. What's yours? Do you know? I don't need to share mine with you, but if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. You'd say, oh, you're making that shit up. Like so much of the stuff I say, I get it slammed back in my face saying, oh, you know, you're just making shit up. No, I ain't making shit up. Get you some pure truth. No bullshit. No pomposity. No fabricated lies to deceive. No, you're going to get truth. Pure, unadulterated truth. Can you handle it? Can you freaking handle the truth? I don't know. Most of you can't. QAnon says you can't swallow the pill. It's too hard to swallow. Well, you better get your ass ready because that pill's going to get tougher to swallow as time goes on. But you see what I'm saying, friends? And so what I'm doing with these videos is I'm pushing along through time and space, and people are surfacing that resonate with what I'm saying. And the reason you resonate is because we're on the same frequency or wavelength. Everybody, every human being vibrates at a certain frequency. We come into this life with a mission, and once we discover our mission, we start to attune to that frequency of the mission, and then our vibration should go up as we increase in knowledge and light, because knowledge is light. As we obtain more knowledge and truth, we become more light. Our vessel, the spacesuit that we're wearing, fills up with light, and we then radiate outward this certain energy and light. That's why I've had people tell me, Steve, I don't know what it is, but I love being around you, man. I hate when we're not together because I feel your energy. Well, yeah, I know. And I feel other people's energy. And that's a natural thing. That's not weird. That's not woo-woo, new age bullshit. But now you talking to Dr. Steve. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a doctor. You never say. I make no. I give disclaimers that I don't plan to treat, mitigate, cure any disease or mental illness. But I am psychologically unemployable because I can never work for another boss again, and that's why some say I'm an entrepreneur. Hell yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. You know something? I'm going to tell y'all something one of these. No, if I tell you now, I might lose subscribers because you'll think I'm crazy. But let's just say that I've always felt that I have a very strong affinity to one of the revolutionary characters. You want to know who it is? Okay, I got 1 minute left. Captain Meriwether Lewis. That's right. I think maybe if there was ever such a thing as reincarnation, okay, I might have been Captain Meriwether Lewis. And I always encourage everybody, do your own research. Don't believe what Steve Motley says. Don't believe what anybody says. But if it feels right to you, then pursue it. And make sure your BS meter is always turned up to full, hot. Because you're going to hear a lot of BS. You're going to hear all sorts of disinformation. And your job as a human being is to sort through it all and to end up somewhere on the backside with enough factual information that you can make logical decisions. This next week, I'm interviewing the CEO and inventor of Pure Light Technologies. This is a company that I'm currently involved in. It's a technology that I believe in, that I got on the ground floor of. And so I'm just deeply involved in it. And I'm going to get as much information out to the public as I can. And I thought, well, what better way than to interview? What if I interviewed the president, CEO, and inventor of the company? I mean, of the product, the Pure Light Technologies. And so I talked to him the other day, and he agreed to come on the show. So that's going to be real interesting. Some idiots out here want to try to say that this technology is, not real and shit like that. And that's okay. The dark side always tries to destroy anything that's good and of the light. Roger Young, the CEO of Pure Light Technologies.
Hi, Roger K. Young here from My Life Solar Energy Systems. We're going to talk a little bit about our solar energy base system. This is a fantastic package. This is a solid box. In fact, you can sit on it. Okay. Not only can you sit on it, okay, you can stand on it. You can jump on it. I'm over 200 pounds, going on a diet soon, according to my wife, and this is a really neat system. It is terrific. Now, the nice thing about this is not only is it a solid box, it's EMP proof. Notice this little ledge here. We've lined the whole inside. We started with 3/4 inch flooring, and then we lined the whole thing with tin, and then we lined that even with some really nice paneling. And so it actually looks kind of nice on the inside, though we didn't really go after that. It just looks really nice. And so we'll show you the EMP here shortly here. Okay, one of the things that we're going to do is show you the EMP on this box. So see if you can hear anything. We were just testing this on a whole variety of phones and Bluetooth and stuff like this, and we hear nothing.
You reached Rachel, and you know what to do. So have a great day.
It keeps calling, but you can't find Rachel's phone.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording.
It's EMP proof. This is terrific. We've been trying it, you know, for the last little thing. We've been using Bluetooth. We've been using cell phones. It's really nice. It's a really nice system. So in case you want for the big zombie apocalypse that's coming, and you want to make sure that you have something like this, and the zombies have an EMP type weapon that they're going to use on the America or the world, whatever like this, if you leave your system in here and take it out and charge it maybe once every other week, whatever like this, it'll maintain this for years. And know that when the lights go off, you can still have power and electricity when everybody else doesn't have anything. I'm a nobody, and I start my lectures out this way so you understand. I'm a nobody. Our family and a neighbor family decided we're going to pick the topic of the last days. So we said, okay, we're going to pick the topic of the last days. So I had a lot of library, and we had just got hold of an IBM computer, Tandy computers in those days. I mean, when they didn't even know how to program them, stuff like that. So, and I did know how to program them. I took a class in college. So we were typing on that kind of stuff. And so as we read it in the books on different topics of, the earthquake and about the wars, we would put all the topics. And then we said, well, how do we interpret this stuff in the scriptures? And the answer would be I don't know, what do the prophets say about it? So then we research all the prophets who'd say about it. To help run a company and leave music, we wanted to eat so we wanted to leave music and teaching and learn how to eat again. And so the other place is we could build a factory for this company anywhere in the world. I mean, I even spent time in China, in other places. And so the second question is, if it's soon, where would be a safe place to live? And so those were our two questions we kind of started with. Is it soon, or how soon? Is it 100 years away so we didn't need to worry about it? And if it's soon, maybe how soon, and where would be a safe place to raise our family? I had a young family at the time. Okay? So we started searching for answers. So our project goal was to identify the sequence of events leading up to the second coming of Jesus Christ. And then once we identified that sequence, we could then get we've had that one, we've had that one, we've had that one, we haven't had that one. And then we would say, okay, do we see that maybe happening around the corner? And so, and that's kind of what we've been doing for the last 20 years. Okay? Now, we won't go with it. We're already short of time, so we're going to skip a whole lot of this stuff. All right, we started adding two more questions. What events might be coming, and how do I prepare for what is coming? And that's how I became somewhat knowledgeable in preparedness and things along this line. Actually, all I did was I gained a whole lot of friends who were much more expert in these things and just sat and listened to them a long time. People, Jim Phillips and other people like that. Simple. I used to live I tell the story, I lived in Montana for about 8 years, and we always had in the car, extra blankets and a sleeping bag and food and stuff like that, because you'd be driving along and all of a sudden you'd hit a whiteout. And you'd pull off the side of the road and, settle back, and you had a little extra gasoline, and you'd break out the hot chocolate, and you're ready to go. So those who were prepared, it was an adventure. Those who weren't prepared, there were people who died. So how you prepare for the events that's coming determines whether it's an adventure or maybe a life-threatening or a total disaster. So when people ask you next time, well, why are you doing food storage? Why are you into preparedness? And the answer is, oh, it's a lot of fun. You ought to try it. Don't tell them because the prophet said so, or they'll say, oh, that doesn't mean anything. Just tell them, oh, it's so much fun. We meet all the funnest people. And they're really great people, aren't you? Okay? All right. But again, nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. But we've commanded again to watch for and understand the signs. Now, the next question is, and we're not only to watch for the signs, we're to what? Warn our neighbors and prepare ourselves spiritually and physically. And if you listen to President Hinckley, it was also financially. Okay? Financially, spiritually, and physically. And we're behind. Okay? Now, we've been talking about this for a while because we didn't know the timing. The timing looks to be that now the timing for this war is to have the war start in 2017. So if that's the schedule and they keep to that schedule, then at the end of 2016, we look to have the EMP strike, the biological attack, and the super cold winter weather. Okay? Remember, the preparation will make all the difference. Spiritual preparation, financial preparation, get out of debt. Physical preparation and mental preparation, attitude. Okay?
And like, for example, this morning I spoke to the great-great-granddaughter of Brigham Young. Okay, who would like to hear me interview a lady that is the great-great-granddaughter of Brigham Young?